The next two video lectures will cover some areas that definitely need some explanation. Some of the elements we cover in this course are relatively easy to figure out by their names. Organizational process assets doesn't really fall into that category, so it's high time I get started with the explanation. Anything your organization has in terms of plans, processes, policies, procedures, and knowledge bases are considered to be organizational process assets. In addition, the same would hold true for any content along those lines coming from a client. Really no difference. So what are these artifacts, or why are they important? They set the tone in how you approach your assignment. You definitely need to take these elements into consideration. Otherwise, you will have all kinds of problems with that assignment, and that one I guarantee you. Perhaps you might have heard the phrase, the way we do business around here. Well, organizational process assets help us as business analysts understand what the way of business actually is. So they are very, very important. Let me give you some examples. An existing process documentation is an organizational process asset. Same with any company procedures you might need to follow. How about an intranet? That's clearly an OPA. If the organization requires the documentation to be filled out using a certain type of template, this is also an organizational process asset. If managed correctly, the OPA could be your best friend. Think about it. If you have such documentation at your disposal, it allows you to understand rather quickly what you as a BA are confronted with. And organizational process assets can be very insightful as documents you want to analyze. If only we had OPAs when we start with a project. More often than not, you will find that existing processes and procedures are not documented, and the creation of such documents become part of your own remit. So, another situation one runs across is that you ask for such documentation, and the person you're asking has no idea that OPAs even exist within the enterprise. You continue with your assignment and only find out later, by chance most likely, that the documentation you painstakingly created is already available. The last scenario concerns a process assets that are put under lock and key. Yes, they do exist, but they are state secrets. That means your job has become infinitely more difficult. Welcome to reality. I hope you have a better understanding what organizational process assets are all about, and let's move on to the next video lecture, where I cover another funny term that needs explanation: enterprise environmental factors. See you there.